Hello, everyone. Welcome to Durrett's Take. It's that time of the week where I go over my NFL predictions for this week. So let's get started with tonight's Thursday night football game between the Patriots and the Steelers, who are 6-point favorites. Um, After what happened last week, I do think this. I do think the Steelers may potentially miss the playoffs. Whether it's Kenny Pickett or Mitch Trubisky playing quarterback, they shouldn't lose to Arizona, and that's what happened. Now, the good news for them is that now that they get to play the worst offense in the NFL, New England, the Patriots couldn't score a single point against the Chargers defense. I can only imagine what the Steelers defense will do to the Patriots offense. The Steelers offense doesn't have to be good for this game in particular. Just get to double figures, and that will win you the game right there alone. So that's exactly what I think will happen. I think Pittsburgh will win 16-3. Okay, for Sunday, you got the Buccaneers versus the Falcons, who are 1-point favorites. As far as my upset of the week goes, again, it's not upset as a big point spread goes, but I think this could be that game. Falcons quarterback Desmond Ridder, when he has to face solid defenses, does not look good, as evidenced by the Jets game last week. The last time these two teams played, Ridder did not play well. The reason why they won in Tampa was because the Falcons forced multiple turnovers. So knowing turnovers were a big factor in the game last time, I think the Bucs offense will be more cautious and play clean football, and Baker Mayfield won't turn the ball over and stuff like that. And if they, follow that formula, then I think they can squeak out a win here and make the division race much more interesting. I have Tampa Bay getting the upset 20-16. Next, you got the Colts versus the Bengals, 1-point favorites. Well, a few days ago, I would say Colts take care of business here, but after Bengals backup quarterback Jake Browning looks like Joe Burrow on Monday Night Football, it's causing me to pause here. Now, I don't think Browning is all of a sudden a good player, I'm not going to buy into that hype. But I do think he may end up being a better backup, quarterback than given credit for. With the Colts, it's all about turnovers. If they don't force a lot of them, then I think the Bengals with their Browning plays like he did this past Monday, and with all the offensive firepower that the Bengals have, they should be able to move the ball up and down the field like they did this past game. And I think the Bengals can actually get the win here. I have them winning by field goal 23-20. Next, you got the Jaguars versus the Browns, who are 3-point favorites. Jaguars backup quarterback C.J. Beathard showed he can at least do some good things and move the ball since Lawrence is going to be out this game. The problem is that the Browns' defense, when they're on their A game, is hard to score on. And I don't think a not healthy Beathard can get the job done here. Browns get the big wins, remain alive for the playoffs. I have them winning 24-9. Next, you got the Texans, 3.5-point favorites versus the Jets. Zach Wilson is back as a starter at quarterback for the Jets. Even though Wilson is better than Tim Boyle and Trevor Siemian, Coach Robert Saleh was looking for a spark and didn't get one. No shock. So now it's back to being the Wilson show for the last 5 games, and they're claiming that, instead of handcuffing him or playing conservative, we're gonna let him let her rip. It's like that's the style he needs to play, but it's like, well, we'll see how that goes with this type of team. I think the Jets offense will now perform a little bit better with him, but improving just a little bit won't mean much, especially against this Houston team. So give me the Texans to win 20-13. Rams versus Ravens, 7-point favorites. There is a trend here. When the Ravens this season face a team at home from the NFC, it's an automatic blowout. I think the Ravens offensive line won't be able to contain the Ravens pass rush, and therefore they won't be able to compete in a shootout with the Ravens offense. So I have Baltimore winning 31-13. Next, you got the Lions, 3.5-point favorites versus the Bears. The Bears gave the Lions a scare a few weeks ago. Can they do it again? I think they can. The Lions defense is awful as long as Detroit doesn't turn the ball over like they did last time, then the Lions should win this game. It may be closer than I expect to have Detroit winning 34-30. Panthers versus Saints are 5-point favorites. With all the problems the Saints have right now, here is a game they could finally win and break the losing streak. And that's assuming quarterback Jameis Winston is starting as Derek Carr once again. I can count how many times Derek Carr has been hurt this year. The Saints defense will finally look good in this game also, and I think they will make a few clutch plays to kind of win them the game here after winning 19-13. Vikings 3-point favorites versus the Raiders. Well, Josh Dobbs keeps his job as starting quarterback. It's no secret I want a rookie Jaron Hall to get a shot, so they can see what they have, for next year. But head coach Kevin O'Connell wants him to kind of redshirt basically and just give him more time to develop, Hopefully, with star receiver Justin Jefferson finally back into the mix here and the team coming off a bye, they figured out a way to move the ball more efficiently with Dobbs. If Dobbs continues to struggle, though, they will not hesitate to bench him for Nick Mullins. I think coming off a bye will make a difference for at least this particular matchup, and the Vikings get the much needed win to keep themselves in front for a wildcard spot, either winning 24-16. Seahawks versus 49ers, 10.5-point favorites. The 49ers are kind of feeling themselves, right now, and they should after they dominated the Eagles last week. They better not just go through the motions in this game, though. The Seahawks desperately need a win to remain alive in the playoff race. They are coming off extra rest since they played on Thursday Night Football, and the offense is looking better. I think it'll be really interesting for a while, but then at the end, the 49ers finally pull away after winning 35-20. Next, you got the Bills versus the Chiefs, are 1.5-point favorites. There are a lot of big games this week, and this is one of them. If the Bills lose and fall below 500, they can just kiss their playoff hopes goodbye. If they win, then everything changes and they feel they can go on a run and sneak in somehow. It's a good thing the Bills are coming off a bye for this game. The problem for the Bills is that they are getting the Chiefs after an embarrassing loss. And good teams that get embarrassed usually bounce back the following week. I feel the Chiefs will get the big win to keep themselves in the race for the number 1 seed at the winning 24-23. Next, you got the Broncos versus the Chargers, are 3-point favorites. I know the game is in LA, but I'm not sure why the Chargers are favored here. Their offense has struggled the past couple weeks, and the Broncos' defense is known to force turnovers, which I feel will be the difference in this game. This is the type of game where quarterback Russell Wilson, unlike last week, he can kind of go back to just being a game manager, and then the coaching mismatch of Sean Payton and Brandon Staley will be on display. I have Denver winning 20-13. Next, you got the Eagles versus the Cowboys, 3.5-point favorites. Big game for the Cowboys. If the Eagles win, they get the 1 seed. If not, then the Cowboys, assuming they win out and the Eagles can lose one more game on top of that, can then get the number 1 seed. I know I just said earlier that when good teams get embarrassed, they bounce back the following week. Offensively, I think this could be the case for the Eagles. I think they can bounce back. Defensively, I say no, because like the 49ers, the Cowboys' offense has been on a roll recently. I think the Cowboys find a way to win this game at home, which means more for them anyways. So I have Dallas winning 30-27. And then we got 2 Monday Night Football games this week. The first one being the Packers, 6.5-point favorites versus the Giants. I know last Monday Night Football game ended up being a good one despite no Joe Burrow and at the very end no Trevor Lawrence. I would be shocked if this game is a good one to watch, which is why it's too bad, this game's not being flexed out to Monday Night Football. Imagine like the Chiefs-Bills game, or Bills-Chiefs game. Imagine that was on Monday Night Football. That would be something. Anyways, I think the Packers win easily here. Giants' offense is not good, and as long as the Packers quarterback Jordan Love can continue to play clean football like he has been doing the past couple weeks, then they should roll in this game. I have Green Bay winning 24-9. And then, last but not least, you got the Titans versus the Dolphins. Dolphins are 13-point favorites. This is a bad matchup for the Titans. Star running back Derrick Henry might be out with a concussion. We'll see, and the defense has not been good as of late, so Miami should continue to do what they good against bad teams, which is dominate offensively. I have them Miami winning 38-14. So thank you very much for listening to my podcast today. Please subscribe to my channel and tell them about me. For next week, I'll come out with my Week 14 takeaways, my Week 15 predictions. But then next week, I'll also finally come out with my college football bowl predictions. Because I'm still kind of sifting through the bowl games, see, who's transferring, which coach left, who's going to play, stuff like that. And also, just as a reminder, the NBA in-season tournament, the semifinals tonight, and the final game Saturday, so make sure to stay tuned for that. And also, college basketball's off to a pretty good start so far as well. There's a bunch of different contenders, a bunch of good-looking different teams, so stay tuned for that as well. Thank you very much. Y'all have a wonderful day.